This is Eric Erb Live. You can find me online at ericherblive.com. And, of course, right here on Spreaker, that's Spreaker.com/Eric Erb Live. And right now on Anchor, that's Anchor.fm, the Anchor.fm/Eric Erb Live. Okay, like, share, subscribe if you like this podcast. Okay, let's get right into it, folks. Some news on naturalnews.com. On the main headlines, Monday, July 27th, 2020. Headline is, Facebook deplatformed ex-employee for questioning Black Lives Matter narrative. Okay, let's get right into this. A former Facebook employee who questioned his former employer's corporate culture in the past has now been deplatformed by social media giant after posting videos of Crucial of the Black Lives Matter movement. Patrick Shyi, I think that's how you pronounce it, S-H-Y-U, Shyi, the ex-Facebook and Google employee who posted a video, quickly found himself banned from Facebook after his video went viral. In addition, he also claimed that he was shadow banned from YouTube as well. For 10 years, I said all great things, and then one time I say something that may not that they may not necessarily like. You disable my entire account and I lose access to all of my past 10 years of information. There's no explanation, no customer service, and not much an appeals process, Shyi said. So apparently Mr. Patrick, has been banned from Facebook, and then Facebook went on, and as these big tech giants, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Google, okay, they're all in the same bed, folks. You know, you have to wake up and realize, wake up, please. Pull your head out of your rear end. They're all in the same boat with one another. I like to say they're all in the same bed with one another. They're all sleeping in the same bed. And what I mean by that is they intercommunicate with one another. If you're banned on Facebook, Google's going to find out very, very quickly, and Google's going to find something that they don't like and ban you for no particular reason. Once Google bans you, as you know, that ban can go right along with, in an extreme, that can go your YouTube services, that can go your Gmail, that can go Google Storage, Google Photos, and I mean Google. Google has the power, if you sell your soul to Google, to make your life a living hell. And of course, it's the same thing on Twitter. Twitter monitors, Jack Dorsey monitors Mark Zuckerberg at Facebook. Mark Zuckerberg and his team monitor what's going on and what's trending on Twitter. If there's somebody that went viral, like Mr. Patrick Shyi, that he went viral, Twitter's going to pick it up, and vice versa. You post on Twitter, which it can probably go viral a lot easier than Facebook. Then Facebook's going to pick that up with their algorithm eventually, and then you'll go viral over there. It's one and another. It's the same thing. And then, of course, YouTube's going to pick that up. Google's not going to miss out on the deal, and Microsoft's part of that with Outlook and Office and all that BS and everything that Microsoft Windows has. They pick it up. It's just that Microsoft Windows tries to hide, and Microsoft Bill Gates and company, or former Bill Gates and company, try to hide in the background and pretend like nothing's going on. And they're all part of the scheme. They're all part of the sham. They're all doing it. So they're all in bed with one another. This isn't the first time Patrick Shyi has butted heads with Facebook. Last August, Shyi was apparently fired from the company because he ran a YouTube channel that the latter didn't like. So Google must not have liked Mr. Shyi's YouTube channel, and so he ended up getting fired. So, again, it is what it is. It's sad. It's terrible. The world is going to hell in a handbasket, seems like sometimes, folks. These companies need to have these companies need to testify before Congress, but I know Congress sometimes isn't worth a broke dick, to be honest with you, because the people in Congress go up there. They go up there as nothing, and then they come back after 10 or 20 years. Most of them's 20 years, sometimes 30 or 40 years, like most of the senior members, and they come back and they're multi-millionaires. They might be worth $100 million, $200 million, $300 million on up. It's pathetic. Congress and government here, I'm going to give you a little education, supposed to be under the Constitution of America and the United States, supposed to be by the people and for the people. However, those rights have been sold to China and everywhere else. We're no longer a republic. That's what we're supposed to be under the Constitution of the United States of America, which I just said. We're bought and sold. We're a corporation, and people don't understand that. And for those people that do, hey, thumbs up. For those people that don't, stay tuned, and you'll get one hell of an education. That's how this country is now under the current status and has been for the last 20 plus years or more. We haven't been a republic for a long, long time, probably 30 or 40 years or more, but those days are long gone. So anyhow, back to the article here on Natural News. Imagine having multiple notifications every day where people are just telling you what they've accomplished and how great they are, Shayu said in a video. In a following video, Shayu detailed later how Facebook employees have to always boast about their mundane accomplishments on the company's internal social network called Workplace, for them to get ahead. So in other words, you have to play the game, as my departed father once said. You have to play the game in life, Eric, and you have to understand it's just nothing but a game. Sometimes you have to go, he said to me, son, he says, sometimes you have to go along with the game in order to achieve the goal or the objective. And my father's right. He's absolutely right. Bless his heart. God rest his soul. And that's how it is at Facebook, what it seems like, according to Mr. Shai, that you have to play the game there. And it's a very controlled, not a very good work environment. Facebook is. It's not very good at all. The inner workings of Facebook, ran by Mark Zuckerberg, who's a complete, absolutely, positively narcissistic personality type. It's somewhat a bizarre that so many people want to work there. Then when they get a taste of it, they're running for the doors. They can't get out. Mr. Shai, as I finish up the article here, Mr. Shai says it's kind of a game for people to get as many likes and comments on their post. He explained, if you're into popularity contests, you thrive for that type of environment, and you probably do really well. Then he goes on to say, a banned over a BLM scam video. Why Mr. Shai remained critical of Facebook after his firing. The company really didn't do anything against him until now, according to Shai. This may have to do with the content of his latest viral video. In that video, he posted on his second YouTube channel last week, Mr. Shai talked about the Black Lives Matter movement and how there were some potential scams around it. Specifically, Mr. Shai pointed out that how donating to the movement resulted in money being sent to the left-wing nonprofit Act Blue. So just like as I've been saying, and Act Blue is basically a fundraising arm of the Democratic Party, which I already knew. That's what I've been saying. Black Lives Matter in this case, particular case, and Antifa, it's the same thing. Bought and paid for by George Soros. If you don't know who he is, look him up, George Soros, S-O-R-O-S. Mr. Soros is a real piece of work. A lot of people don't know that Mr. Soros bought the BLM movement and Antifa, bought and paid for all these riots going on around the country when George Floyd was murdered. Okay, and that's another issue and another show for another time. But George Soros is behind most of this. Bill Gates is behind most of this, and it just goes on and on and on. There's a long list, the Bilderbergs, Gates Foundation, the Bilderbergs, George Soros and his foundations and all the Soros investments. They're all part of the scam. Even Facebook to some degree, they're all part of the scam and shaman. And the faster you learn that these organizations that just like pop up in just like a few hours or just like overnight, these are well planned out. They plan them out at the roots, and they send these rioters, these BLM, these Antifa rioters in, folks, in order to cause havoc, in order to cause chaos, hoping to disrupt the system, hoping to get Trump out of office, and hoping to take control and turn the United States into a socialist society. And people don't understand that. They don't understand that at the grassroots. It's all bought and paid for, controlled rioting from BLM and Antifa. And people just can't seem to grasp the concept. But, I'll keep talking. I'll keep speaking. I'll keep getting the word out. And hopefully there'll be somebody out there that will actually listen, somebody to actually do a little research besides myself and say, hey, Eric, boy, I was listening to you 3 or 4 weeks ago or a month or two ago, and you're actually right about that. And you'll find that is the truth. I don't just spew crazy crap coming out of my mouth for nothing. What I do is I speak only the truth. You might agree with it, you might not. Hey, no big deal. I don't give a shit one way or another. Just go and find the truth. If anything, I want to cause you to think. I want to cause you as a sheep to wake up and see the light, to be enlightened and to say, okay, I understand now what's going on. This is part of a bigger plan, bigger show, which again we'll get into in another podcast coming up. But this is what's going on. These people are bought and paid for. They're put into place to start chaos and confusion and destruction and arson, and sometimes even people get killed, murder. And nobody seems to give a shit, at least in these democratically ran states of governors, Democratic governors and Democratic mayors. So I'll let that sink in, and Mr. Shai being banned from Facebook and from YouTube and so on and so forth. The article here in naturalnews.com, that's just very typical. The big tech companies, again, they're always going to be on the side of the Democratic Party. They're bought and paid for, okay? Their owners are bought and paid for or blackmailed either way, and this is just a fact of life, folks, that if you're independent, if you're libertarian, if you're conservative, this is how it is. You're going to have to face a lot of odds, maybe not necessarily independent or libertarian, but at least on the conservative side. You're going to have to go up against a wall. You're going to have to go up against a mountain because you're going to be attacked from all sides. President Trump is. Point in case, an example right there. They don't want him. He's not part of the establishment. They want to try to get rid of him. That's the bottom line. They can't take losing in 2016 like they're not going to take losing in 2020. They're not going to take it very well. So on that note, I'm going to end with this. Take care of yourself. Study. I hope you stock up on food or supplies. These riots and the chaos, they might be slowing down just for maybe a month or two. They're going to start back up right around November or just before November, and certainly if Donald Trump wins the re-election again. So heed my warning, stock up, take care, stay safe, God bless you and your families. Stay safe, and God bless you.